Picture this scenario. You're lying awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, and your mind is racing through one terrifying question. What if I run out of money in retirement? You've saved for 40 years. You've followed the 4% rule. You've listened to every financial advisor, but something feels wrong. Sound familiar? What if I told you there's a specific retirement strategy mistake that 90% of people make, and it's costing them either their retirement security or their entire quality of life? Most people think retirement planning is simple. Save $1 million, withdraw 4% yearly, live on $40,000 forever. Done. But here's something that might surprise you. That strategy was designed for the worst-case scenario, and following it blindly means you're either going to run out of money or die with millions you were too scared to spend. The average retiree using the standard 4% rule dies with 2.5 times more money than they started with. 2.5 times. They saved for 40 years. They sacrificed. They stressed. And then they spent retirement living like they were broke, because some calculator told them they could only spend $30,000 yearly. My name is Fred, and I spend way too much time thinking about retirement, financial psychology, and why some people retire comfortably while others retire wealthy on paper but miserable in reality. If you've ever wondered whether you're following the right retirement strategy or just blindly trusting advice that might not fit your actual life, hit that subscribe button. Now, before we dive into why most retirement strategies are wrong, let me paint you a picture of what life looks like when you follow the standard advice. You know that feeling when you're retired with $600,000 saved, but you're mentally calculating whether you can afford the name brand cereal or if you need to stick with the generic version? Or when your grandkids ask you to visit and you have to come up with creative excuses because the $400 plane ticket would mess up your safe withdrawal plan for the year. This is the reality for millions of retirees who are following the traditional retirement playbook. Every financial decision becomes a careful calculation. Every unexpected expense feels like a potential catastrophe. But here's where things get interesting. There's a specific psychological phenomenon that happens when you retire following the standard 4% rule, and it has nothing to do with running out of money. The first thing that's wrong is the assumption one size fits all. Financial advisors love the 4% rule because it's simple, easy to sell, easy to calculate, easy to defend if things go wrong. But your retirement isn't simple. You're not average. And following an average strategy designed for average people leads to average outcomes. The 4% rule assumes you retire at exactly 65. You live exactly 30 years. You spend exactly the same amount every year. You never adjust for market performance. You have zero flexibility. How many retirees actually fit this profile? Almost none. You might retire at 62 or 68. You might live 15 years or 35. You'll probably spend more early in retirement and less later. You can definitely adjust spending based on how markets perform. But the 4% rule ignores all of this. Here's something financial advisors don't tell you. The 4% rule was designed to never fail, not to maximize your life. It's the financial equivalent of wearing a helmet, knee pads, and elbow pads every time you walk to your mailbox. Could you trip and fall? Sure. But are you really going to live your entire life in protective gear just in case? Studies show that following the 4% rule, you have a 96% chance of ending retirement with more money than you started with. More money, not less. Most people die with double or triple their starting balance. They could have traveled more, helped their kids more, enjoyed life more. Instead, they hoarded money they never spent because they were terrified of running out. The second massive mistake. Assuming you'll spend the same amount every year of retirement. You won't. Ages 65 to 75. The go-go years. You're healthy, active, traveling. You spend more. Ages 75 to 85. The slow-go years. You're slowing down, staying local. You spend less. Ages 85 plus, the no-go years. You're mostly home. You spend way less. Real retirees follow this pattern. Years 1 to 10 spend 120% of baseline. Years 11 to 20 spend 80% of baseline. Years 21 to 30, spend 50% of baseline. But the 4% rule assumes 100% spending every single year. It's not realistic. This means you can spend more early when you'll actually enjoy it. Then naturally spend less later. But most people don't. They rigidly stick to 4% and suffer unnecessarily. The third mistake, treating Social Security like it doesn't exist. Most retirement calculators ask, how much do you need from your portfolio? They ignore that Social Security covers $20,000 to $25,000 yearly for most people. If your basic needs are $35,000 yearly and Social Security covers $22,000, you only need $13,000 from your portfolio. $13,000 from $500,000 is only 2.6% withdrawal. You could literally spend $40,000 yearly total and still be withdrawing under 4%. But financial calculators treat your portfolio like it's your only income source. It's not. The fourth mistake, being rigid instead of flexible. The 4% rule assumes you withdraw the exact same inflation-adjusted amount every year, no matter what. Market crashes 30%, still withdraw 4%. Portfolio doubles, still withdraw 4%. This is insane. Real people are flexible. Good year, market up 20%. Withdraw 5 to 6%. Take the nice trip. Bad year, market down 15%. Withdraw 3%. Stay local. Cook more. Normal year, withdraw 4 to 5%. This flexibility alone allows you to safely spend more over your lifetime without running out. Here's what actually works for most retirees. Strategy 1. Variable withdrawal. Year 1. Portfolio $600,000. Market strong. Withdraw $30,000. 5%. Year 2. Portfolio $620,000. Market flat. Withdraw $28,000, 4.5%. Year 3, portfolio $590,000, market down. Withdraw $21,000, 3.5%. Average over time, 4.5 to 5% instead of rigid 4%. You spend more. You don't run out, you live better. Strategy 2. Age-based spending. Ages 65 to 70. Spend 5 to 6%, your go-go years. Ages 71 to 80. Spend 4 to 5%, slow-go years. Ages 81 plus. Spend 3 to 4%, no-go years. Front-load your enjoyment when you're healthy enough to use it. Strategy 3. Guardrails. Set upper limit. Never withdraw more than 6%. Set lower limit. Never withdraw less than 3%. This keeps you from overspending in euphoria or underspending in panic. The fifth mistake, keeping all money in one pile. Most retirees have everything in one account and withdraw from it monthly. When markets crash, panic sets in. Should I sell? Should I stop withdrawing? Smart retirees use buckets. Bucket 1. Cash for 2 to 3 years, $60,000 to $90,000. Withdraw from this. Markets don't matter. Bucket 2. Bonds for years 4 to 10, $150,000. Stable. Refills bucket 1. Bucket 3. Stocks for years 11 plus, $300,000. Growth. Long term. Now when markets crash, you're calm. You're not touching stocks for years. You're living off cash. This psychological piece alone is worth the strategy. Here's the brutal truth nobody talks about. Most retirees die with massive amounts of money they never enjoyed. They retired with $500,000. They withdrew 4% religiously. They died with $1,200,000. They never took the dream trip, helped their grandkids with college, upgraded their life, experienced retirement. For what? To leave money to heirs who didn't need it? Your kids would rather have memories with you than inheritance. The real math. Let's see 2 retirees, both with $500,000 saved. Retiree A follows 4% rule rigidly, withdraws $20,000 yearly, plus Social Security $22,000, lives on $42,000 yearly, age 90, has $1,100,000 left, skipped trips, stressed constantly, died rich. Retiree B uses flexible strategy, ages 65 to 70, witdraws $28,000 yearly, 5.6%. Ages 71 to 80, withdraws $24,000 yearly, 4.8%. Ages 81 to 90, withdraws $18,000 yearly, 3.6%, plus Social Security, $22,000. Age 90, has $520,000 left, traveled, lived well, died happy. Same starting point, wildly different lives. Stop following the generic 4% rule blindly. This month, calculate your actual baseline needs. Add up guaranteed income, Social Security, pension. Find the gap your portfolio needs to fill. Determine your real withdrawal rate. Example, need $48,000 yearly. Social Security, $24,000. Gap, $24,000. Portfolio, $500,000. Real rate, 4.8%, not the scary number you thought. This year, set your spending guardrails. Maximum, 6% in great years. Minimum, 3.5% in terrible years. Target, 4.5 to 5% normally. Build your buckets. 2 years cash, 8 years bonds, 20 plus years stocks. Retirement isn't a math problem with one right answer. It's life. It requires flexibility. Good years, spend more. Enjoy it. Bad years, spend less. Adjust. Health changes. Adapt spending. Goals change. Modify strategy. The 4% rule assumes you're a robot. You're not. You can't take it with you. Every dollar you don't spend is a dollar you saved for nothing. Yes, you need safety. Yes, you need security. But dying with double your starting portfolio means you lived scared when you didn't need to. Stop comparing yourself to generic retirement calculators. Compare to your actual life. How long will you realistically live? What do you actually want to do? How flexible can you be? What's your guaranteed income? Your retirement strategy should fit your life, not some theoretical average person. The wrong retirement strategy isn't withdrawing too much, it's withdrawing too little and dying with regret. Most people can safely spend 5 to 6% in early retirement, adjusting down as they age. With flexibility, buckets, and realistic expectations, your money will last and you'll actually enjoy retirement. You have 2 options. Option A, follow the rigid 4% rule. Live scared, die rich. Have regrets. Option B, use flexible strategy. Spend smart, live well, die happy, with enough left. Which sounds better? Calculate your real withdrawal rate today. Not the generic 4%, your rate, based on your life. Add Social Security, factor flexibility, set guardrails, then give yourself permission to actually live. You worked 40 years for this. Don't waste retirement being unnecessarily frugal. The wrong strategy isn't running out of money, it's having money and being too scared to use it. Spend smart, adjust as needed, but actually spend. Your retirement should be lived, not just financially survived. Stop following the wrong strategy, designed for the average person who doesn't exist. Start using the right strategy, designed for you. Your retirement, your rules, your life. Live it.